What's up, man? Cup Live. Once again, we are back, and it's the week of the Spring Fling MTC. Spring Fling Nationals gonna go down this weekend at Adel, Georgia, at the South Georgia Motorsport Park. Man, I am so excited. Mother Nature playing games, but we ain't gonna even trip about that. We know how she is. She'll give it to you one way and then go ahead and bless you when it's time to bless you. But I'm very excited about this weekend. Pinky, what's up, man? Where you at, baby
Shit,
boy?
I'm ready to go. What's up? What's
Man,
up?
look
I'm
here,
ready to
man.
go.
Man, we're gonna hit
I'm,
that road tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be on that road
yeah,
headed down there and get this thing set up, man.
yeah, I already know.
I
I'll
know.
be out. I'm straight out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
What you
I
got? You
figured
got
that, man.
Chris on tonight, eh? You got Chris on,
Yeah,
eh?
we got Big Chris. We got our VP on tonight, a man cup. He gonna come on here, and give a few people or give people something, some of the questions they had to
Right,
ask
right,
and some of the details about, the registration and so forth. But I want to do something special for a family, man. We got the Rudensaw family, Rudensaw family down in the racetracks area. And they suffered
right,
some injuries. They had children that suffered injury in a farming equipment incident down there. So what we're gonna do a 50-50 raffle for the
right,
family. You know what I'm
right,
saying? We're gonna raise some money for this family. We're gonna show them that the motorcycle drag racers got plenty of love for them. And it's a raffle. You're gonna go to the track, and y'all need to get in contact with Miss Linda Weeks up in the tower, or go to the
right,
tower and say you want to buy into this raffle so we can raise a little money, man. Try to help this family out during the time of their needs and so forth, right? And
right.
without any further ado, I want to bring on my man Christopher Harris. Me personally, I got a chance. You and I both got a chance to meet Big Chris out there in Vegas. Then with the Pinky.
Out
So
in
here we
Vegas
go
and
with
Seymour.
Chris. That's right, SEMA show, man. That's my man, African
That's
American Racers Association booth, Big Chris Harris. What's going on, Chris?
What's going on, guys? It's
What's good?
showtime. It's race week.
Yeah, man. We glad to have you on, man. You've been behind the scene putting in a lot of work, man. You've been hyped, boy. You've been saying let's go for months, man. What you got up your sleeve, Chris?
Now I'm just excited to finally, your vision of just bringing this brand and just really changing the dynamic of motorcycle drag racing. And we've been doing a lot. We've been able to take over the Man Cup. You've purchased it, and now all of the work we've been putting behind the scenes finally gets the chance to happen this weekend for these racers. And I'm excited to show them everything we've been doing, this product that we have for them, and just our plans to really change this game.
Right. What's a little history behind Chris Harris? Everybody keep asking me, who is this guy you got back here named Chris? They they almost say it like with a little animosity or something, but I'm trying to tell them, man, we're in good hands, man. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Give them a little background about Christopher Harris, brother.
Man, so in the racing world, a lot of the guys down in South Florida know me. I was actually a general manager of Palm Beach International Raceway for almost 2 years. And during that time, I was the first general manager in almost 10, 15 years to make the track profitable. I also brought back donk racing. It was the first time in the history of the track that it was acceptable to bring in donk racing. I brought in the grudge scene. A lot of you guys may know Tony Rayford and Chuck G, but helped them get their start with their Crunch Time event. That was the first time they ever did it under my watch at Palm Beach. Just helped a lot of racers behind the scenes, man. Donk Master, I helped Donk Master create the National Donk Racing Association. I've worked with the NHRA, IHRA, NASCAR, helped write the rule books of a lot of these associations. So I've always been kind of the guy behind the scenes, just trying to make things work. I started the African American Racers Association, and then through that partnership, got to work with SEMA. I actually worked with SEMA with a couple of things. That's where I met you and Pinky out there. And then, I'm working with SEMA again with some innovative projects, working with Wyclef Jean, working with Shaq this year. In the past, I worked with Universal Pictures and the Fast and the Furious brand. So about me, it's always been about how do I elevate or do my part to leave the racing game better than when I got to it. I am a racer. I used to drag race in Englishtown. I'm from New York, so Englishtown, New Jersey was the spot that I used to go to. Went down to Florida, um, drag race a little bit. Roll race was mainly my thing. I started the International Roll Racing Association. Had some partnerships there, video wise. So just done a lot. I don't want to go through the resume, but the thing is, the guys who know me in the bike world, I did a couple of bike bash events down in Florida. People who had Palm Beach International Raceway as a home track, they know me, they know what I'm capable of doing, and I'm excited to bring this to the Man Cup. And we're really doing some things to enhance the experience of the racers, and then give the racers a platform to elevate themselves, their brands. Right, a lot of people talk about the NHRA. And the NHRA is the pinnacle of motorcycle drag racing. But unfortunately, the NHRA doesn't really care about the motorcycle part. It's about top fuel. It's about top dragsters. Funny cars and top fuel. So we're providing this platform now through you and Hollywood drag racing and the Man Cup to give these racers, the sponsors, the shine that they want. Give them the proper marketing that they're looking for, and the marketing that makes sense to the times, not some of the stuff that's old and antiquated. There's going to be some changes, right? Change isn't always accepted by everybody, but to really elevate the Man Cup, to really elevate the experience of the racers, of the fans, there's going to be some changes that people are going to have to get used to pushing to the 21st century. And, they're coming, they're here. We're going to get to unleash a little bit of that this weekend. And, bigger picture, these guys got to understand, like, the plans that we have. We already have so many other tracks ready to onboard what we got going on. So I'm not going to go too deep into that and spill the beans. But when I'm telling you guys, Hollywood's vision, our vision of what we're going to do with this Man Cup series, I think it'll be a dream come true for a lot of you.
So we got to give a lot of credit. We're gonna give some credit over here to Destiny Spurlock, because if it wasn't for her and having the opportunity to go out there and get the bike to Vegas, with me and Big Boss, transporting the bike, and we got to throw my man King Pop Duncan some love too for getting those cars out there. That's what energy all took place, where the synergy took off at. We got there and we looking around like, who was in charge? My man Chris.
Right.
And I guess, you got there, me and Pinky done went and decorated your booth for you and everything.
Right.
But at that point, we got there and we made some good connections. You actually was the person that got me opportunities to speak on SEMA Central and so forth. We double back with PRI. And like you said, you've been able to bring a lot of advancement that I was missing in racing, from the administrative business side of it to the table. And, I guess with what we know from the other side of being a drag racer, it was kind of like a good blend, a perfect blend of the drag racer and the person who's worked behind the scene in racing. Now we've come with this situation, but you keep telling me, man, you like, man, we are really poised, properly positioned to do a lot for this racing series for motorcycle drag racing. When you have that excitement, express to the fans and to the racers, what is that excitement fueled by? You see something. You see stuff that we don't know. We behind the bars, behind the shield, but you've been in the boardroom with it, and you've been in behind the wheel of it. But what do you see when you say that? Because you really are vehemently expressing to me like we about to hit it, man. So what do you see?
So it's funny, the motorcycle world is there's so many other industries that do things in marketing, right? You look at what F1's doing and how they've been able to grow in here in the United States. You look at outside of racing, you look at what the XFL is doing. So you take some of these other brands that are in sport, and then you go, okay, how are they marketing? And I've been part of these conversations, right? Then you go, okay, motorcycle drag racing. So what is the pinnacle of that? And then you look at the NHRA, and then you ask, okay, how are they handling the motorcycle part of it? And they're really not. It's an afterthought based on, like I said, top fuel and funny car. So now you take these marketing techniques that we've implemented, and you take these different media objectives, and now you apply it to motorcycle drag racing. So you're essentially bringing the wheel to an untapped market. There's a market there. You have great racers, you have great stories, you have great human beings that are running these events and are riding these bikes, and yet nobody's knowing their stories. So I look at it and say, man, everything that we're bringing to the table and doing, if Man Cup was here, with low hanging fruit, we're able to take it to here. And then with blood, sweat, and tears and just enthusiasm, we're going to be able to take it. And with our relationships, we're going to be able to take it to heights unknown. And that's what makes me excited about it. I've helped so many different individuals grow their events and their racing businesses with marketing. And, I'm also co-owner of that racing channel's TRC Street Kings. I mean, I've done these things over and over again. Now we get to do it with motorcycles. And I'm excited for that. I've always been a motorcycle fan. I used to ride a ZX14 back in the day. And so super passionate about it. My dad was in the bikes. I was getting a little crazy on the bikes in the street. I wasn't taking the bike to the drag strip. So, when I got married and my wife was pregnant, she said, look, buddy, let me tell you something. It's over for you. So, but now I get to, enjoy the passion through this organization, and I'm super excited for it.
So with coming on board, you help implement some changes. I mean, we pretty much, you and I, and we pretty much took the rule book along with our racing committee. We did everything by committee. I know a lot of people think that we sat back with our, with our pen and pad and just started going crazy with rules. But what a lot of people don't understand is that we utilize so many racers for these rules, so many racers for the input. And obviously, I took a lot of the brunt with every bad rule they felt like was bad. I had to eat it, which is okay with me. I don't mind. But I think that what people need to understand is that there was a lot of emails that went out. I mean, a hell of a lot of emails went out to racers. What do you think? What's the best way to do it? Some of them that we agreed with, and some of the ones that we did not agree with. But overall, how do you feel about the adjustments that we had to make? We had to make some adjustments for supply demand issues with the blanket. And I think one of our racers had the question about what is a stock exhaust. A stock exhaust is exactly what it is, a stock exhaust. It was exhaust that came on the motorcycle when it was first purchased, period. I mean, that's as easy as the answer that I could pretty much, answer. I mean, me personally being a racer, but we were led towards the diaper rule by racers. They felt like if we could get the motorcycles all with diapers or oil containment devices, then it would benefit the operation of the show itself. But we got a lot of kickback on it, and I think because it's just one of those changes. However, the demand and the supply did not match either. There was no equilibrium there. So we actually pulled back on that to allow people to understand that we're not here to stop people from racing. That's not our goal. Our goal is to have a safe event, an event that can get finished and not, work the heck out of the staff that's at the tracks. But overall, I think that we've done a very good job of trying to, work to benefit our racers. I mean, how do you feel about what we've done so far for the racers?
Absolutely. And listen, the worst thing about racing in general, I don't care what you're doing it on, is when you're sitting on the staging lanes, you're ready to go, and you got to stop because of an oil down, right? You can't help that. But what you can help is how long it takes to get the cleanup done, right? And there's a big difference, and we all been to events where, an oil down that should be cleaned up in 30 minutes is taking an hour and a half, right? So what we try to do is we look at these rules, we look at what's happening and go, okay, how can we make this a better event? Listen, guys, when these manufacturers make these motorcycles, they're made to be ran on the street. They're not made with drag racing in mind. So they're not worried about if something breaks in the oil down on the street or anything like that, right? But when you run an event, when you run an event as a promoter and you run an event as a track operator, that is a huge issue that you run into, right? So if you don't like the blanket rule, you have to decide whether you want to race at tracks or not, because to be completely honest with you, it's happening at car events, it's happening at bike events, and promoters are getting tired of downtime for racers. So then you make a decision, okay, who do you exclude? Who's exempt from the rule? And nobody should be exempt from the rule. Listen, I get it. A lot of stock bikes, they crack their pan. do the wheelies. Okay, but you minimize risk, right? For maybe the bike that does blow a hole through the side of the wall, well, we have a diaper on it, stock or not. A lot of stock bikes, these guys are trying to push these things to the limit. Seen plenty of events with stock bikes throw rods, blow an engine. So you have to understand that we're doing this for the experience of the races, to minimize the oil down, the safety of it, and just the timely cleanup. If we can save a liter extra of oil from getting on that track due to that diaper, then it's a win. It's a win for us. And some guys are gonna like the rule, some guys aren't gonna like the rule, but honestly, these are the times, and you're either gonna hate racing or you're gonna just conform to the rule and go, or you'll just race somewhere else. And we'd love to have you. I'm gonna be completely honest. We don't want anybody to say, "Oh, I'm not racing because I don't want to put a oil pan on." Now, if there's a situation to where I can't, right, or there is no supply, well, that's something that we have to look at as promoters and go, okay, is this fair based on the climate? And we discussed this millions of times, and we realized, you know what? The demand is bigger than the supply. So we don't want to penalize people for not being able to pay for something and receive it in time to race in the event. But it's a temporary lift. This is not something that's permanent. When the demand and the supply are equal, guess what? The rule is going to be reinforced, and people are going to have to put diapers on.
Well, and we see that. And we see that with the other sanctioning body now. The rules have been adjusted to somewhat, cater to the supply demand issue, where they're now issuing like a waiver sticker, I think it's something like that, with a proof of purchase, which basically says, in my opinion, that yes, you have to have it for the classes that have to have the power adders and so forth, but we'll give you a lift. With us, we're saying, hey, look, just come race right now. Just come on out, have fun. We understand that there's an issue. We're not penalizing our racers right now for, or trying to penalize you ever for not being, having those type of things on your motorcycles. That's not the goal. But we want you to come out and have some fun, and we want to give most importantly, the fan a good experience. I mean, no fan wants to sit in the sun watching tractors go up and down the racetrack. We want that is not what they're there for. And basically, we'll get off the diaper rule and move on to some other things that you haven't in play, that you put in play for this upcoming event. But we're gonna go pay a few bills, and we'll come back and let you tell them some of the other good things that you got put in play for this event with the radio and some of the family things we got going on. We'll see y'all right back. All right. We're back, Man Cup Live. We got our special guest and VP Marketing, Big Boss down there. We got Chris Harris up there. And look here, Chris, a lot of people, like we was talking about, a lot of the things that we've been doing to try to enhance this experience. We got the radio going right now. They're pumping out, we got over 150 runs of advertising going on locally. Got the bouncy house under contract. Got the trophies on the way to the racetrack. But we definitely need Mother Nature to hold on a little bit, baby. What you think about yourself now, Chris?
Man, so one, we decided we really wanted to enhance the experience. It's nothing like being a racer and racing in front of fans, right? So we put together a marketing plan that we enhanced the digital side. We really reached out to some partners outside of the Man Cup world that are in racing. And then we went to the local radio station. We put out some advertising with the local radio station. We're doing some giveaway tickets, prizes with 3 different radio stations to bring out different people. We reached out to the local colleges as well to get these guys out. We're going to have a DJ Saturday at the event, and he's not going to blow your guys' ears out, but he's going to have a nice little system that he's going to have an entertainment part. We want the families out. We want the wives. We want the kids. So we're going to have a DJ playing clean music, family-friendly music. He's a local DJ. We're going to have a bounce house for the kids there. We're going to have food. We're going to have the vendors row. We really want to start to create that family-friendly experience. So when your family's there, you know, they're sitting in the stands, they're watching the races, they've been excited about that. Then eventually, as you guys all know, 6 hours, 7 hours of racing, you're like, all right, like, you know, what else is there to do? So now the kids could go in the bounce house. You go dance with the DJ. You could go down the vendors row. There's a lot of things that you can do, and we're trying to build that
Bike show.
festival
The
atmosphere.
bike show
Huh?
now.
And we have a bike.
19
See, there's so much going on. Yeah, we have a bike show. This year we implemented the bike show. It's one of the judges is going to be none other than Tommy Bolton, Tombo. So I have a bike show. We're trying to, and that's going to be on Sunday. So we're trying to bring different elements to the Man Cup experience. So the whole weekend is something fun that people like. You know, I had a lot of fun there. Outside of the racing, I had a lot of fun, and then it was amazing watching the racing. So these are some of the things we implemented, guys, and it's really about enhancing the experience for the fans and the racers. And then when it comes down to marketing wise, we really want to push. We really want to give you racers the screen time that you deserve, right? We want you guys to talk about your builds. We want you to talk about the races that you're involved in. We really want to get the emotion of you guys and promote that. We want to use this material. We want to take pictures of you guys. We're going to use it in marketing. We're going to use it in promo. We're going to use it to highlight you guys. We're going to give you guys the pictures. We're going to have video that we're going to really promote, self-promote you guys, your businesses, your classes, everything. We want to elevate you in the same way that you watch the Street Outlaws become elevated by the Discovery Channel. In the same way you see, you know, Netflix and F1. We want you guys to tell your stories. Big reason why we have the Man Cup Live, because we're able to talk to the sponsors. We're able to talk to the racers. It's not about us. A lot of times people think, oh, this is what they're trying to do. Well, we're the platform for you guys to elevate yourselves. Take advantage. Take full advantage of what we're providing for you guys.
Right, right. Now, my big boss over there, now he's been throwing races for how many years now, big boss?
28 years.
So what's your experience and all that? Because you and I, we said we done did a lot of traveling together, man. And I tell you, we've talked a lot about these races and stuff of that. What's one of the things that you've always told me about the judge, jury, and he said, yeah, sometimes you got to play, like he said.
Stop that. Hey, man, like I say, man, you know, you just got to run it like you feel you got to run it. You know, everything got to be real, straight up, you know, fair. You know how to run things. You're a racer. You know what they want. You know what they want. You know you got to give them what they want. That's why y'all trying to get the track where, you know, you can do the diver thing where it don't all down the track and mess it up, but they didn't, you know, they couldn't get it for certain bikes. So, you know, you had to just leave that alone, you know. They understand that. They'll figure it out one day how to get that diaper figure out for all them other kind of bikes, you know. But they coming to race this week, you know. They ain't thinking about that there. They coming to race. I know you got the track ready. I know they're going to have the track good and sticky.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
they ready to
So
come, man. They ready to come. And Mother Nature, you can't do nothing about Mother Nature. You know that. The rain, everybody know about the rain. It comes and goes. Come on now. We ain't thinking about no rain. They ain't going to rain every day.
We racing, guys. I know a lot of people had questions about the weather. We racing. We're going. Mother Nature tell you one thing, and come race day is the complete opposite. And that's what we have 3 days. We're going to have opportunities to race. We're going to race. We're going to have a good time. I know a lot of people have been asking about registration. We implemented the FOAT this year, and it's an online registration process. And I know, you know, we fixed the tech card issue. You guys spoke up and said, hey, this we trying to do it, but this tech card is a little ridiculous. So we want to fix it and make it easier. We were using the NHRA style tech card, but now the Man Cup has its own tech card within the FOAT. And you guys have to register for the FOAT. When you register for the FOAT, you have a profile that you can make, right? And then what you do in the profile is that you'll put your bikes in. So let's say if you're in one class, you have a ZX14, you create a profile for the ZX14. If you have 3 bikes, you could create a profile for each bike, all right? So once you create those profiles, now you go into the actual ticketing system and you pick the ticket. You'll see it'll say needed for approval on the racing classes. That's just saying that you have to have a tech card, which is creating the tech card within that. So you click on that button that says you need approval. Let's say it's the 460 class. You click on need approval. Then you get your 460 bike. You'll have the 3 bikes in the profile. You take the 460 bike, it loads the information in there for you. Done. You click it, you're registered. Now, that process, the initial first event or the first time you register, that's the process you have to go through. But for the next event, you just go in, you click, you want to register for that tech card for that class, you click your bike, it's done. It's literally a simple process. And what that also allows you to do, it allows you as a racer to participate in our annual tech inspection, right? So we have an annual tech inspection program that a number of sanctioning bodies use. But essentially what that means is you're teching, you're doing this process for the first event online, you go to tech. As long as you do not change anything on that bike that affects the performance, you're good to go. You don't have to bring your bike back to tech. You'll get teched in the lanes. But guys, understand, when the race is over, you still have to go to our spotters, and we will have spotters at the front of the staging lane to make sure everybody's correct. So I'm not sure. Like I said, this is my first Man Cup experience. I've been to other bike events. I haven't been to Man Cup, but we have staff in place now that's going to be checking in the front of the staging lane, that's going to be checking in the water box, that's going to be checking when guys get off track to make sure people conform with the rules. And don't be the one to be made an example of because you're trying to cheat the system, because you will be made an example of.
That's what I mean, because it's all fair. I mean, only thing we're asking you is just to take care of yourselves. Basically, essentially, just take care of yourself. It's just like golf, man. Don't drop the ball and talk about you hitting. We say Pinky say, don't drop the ball and say you had par with a different ball. That's all we saying. It's a gentleman's sport.
That's right.
It's a gentleman and a young women's sport. It's all equal
That's
opportunity, and we want it to be fair to everyone and safe for everyone. And I do like the process because I have stuffed quite a few envelopes, and inside those envelopes already, the racers, the racers already have their armbands in there. They already have their stickers for their tech. They already have their class race stickers. They already have their sponsor for their class already in the envelope, their name. They come to the gate. They pull out their folks QR code, whether it's on their phone or whatever. We have someone scan that, give you your packages. As long as there's the same amount of people in the car that's on that envelope, you're going to go right on in, go straight, get your parking space. The only other thing you have to do, sign the waivers to make sure that you understand that you participate in a hazardous event. Go to tech, get stamped off by Kevin or his son down there, get that taken care of, and then you can go hit the racetrack. That's it. Just that simple. Now, for the ones that did not pre-register, it does not change anything that you're not familiar with already. It'll just be the same process that you've gone through over the years. But I'm sure that, if you go ahead and do it the first time and get it behind you, you'll find it to be much more time consuming, which give you more time to focus on the things that you came there to do, which is race and, work on your motorcycles and so forth. But I'm really excited about this first event. We have a pretty good amount of people that has already entered. I got a pretty good amount of people that's called that has not entered online yet, which we're going to help assist some of those people get registered at the racetrack. So what do you think about that? And another thing for you guys, girls, if once we get your information, make sure that you put your information on there. If you haven't pre-registered, make sure you very legibly put in your email address, because we might have someone go in and help create you an account so that you'll be ready the next time, where all you would have to do is use the temporary password and login that we provide you via email, to where we've taken out all the hard work for you. So the next time you can just go in there and buy what you're going to use. So make sure that you take care of that part, and we'll help do the rest, because we really want to make it easy for everyone. Chris, anything you want to add to that?
No, man, we're here for you guys. You guys don't realize it, but I think you'll feel it at the event this weekend, that we're really here. We look at you guys as part of the Man Cup, a part of this whole experience, not just some guys and girls that are coming into race. So we want to make this as easy as and enjoyable for you as possible. And, it may not feel like it for some right now, but this digital sign-up ticketing system is going to be huge in the bigger picture of just the ease of you just navigating through the event. Also, don't forget, in addition to the online registration, we now have a text communication system, right? So through the years, even at Palm Beach, which was the track I managed for a number of years, the PA system was horrible. Or, some guys' trailers will just be so far down track that between engine noise and various things going on, you just can't hear the announcements. The radio station signal's a little fuzzy, but everybody's cell phone works, right? You may not be able to get on the internet, but text messaging works. So what we have is, if you text Man Cup to 77222, that's going to be the text messenger service that we utilize to communicate with the racers throughout the event. So what does that exactly mean? We'll be shooting the schedule out, right? Okay, Post Stock 460 class, Real Street class, we need you guys to load up at such and such a time in lane number 1, right? We're going to be very specific. So, and we're going to give you enough lead time. And I've done this in many events. I've implemented this system now for 3 years, and I'm telling you, some tracks we don't even use the PS system anymore. We'll just send the messaging out, and then all of a sudden, maybe 5 minutes before everybody's supposed to load in, you hear the engines crank over, and you just start to see the staging lanes fill up. And the guys love this system. So I'm excited to implement this in with the Man Cup. And another thing, if there's weather issues or any type of change in the schedule, we could communicate that to everybody right away. So not only should the racers send that text message and join this group, but anybody who's in your race crew, family, or friends, people that are around you and your trailer all the time, so everybody gets the message. So just in case your phone dies or you don't have your phone on you, somebody in your team does, they'll get the message and everything will be cooked right through. I mean, it's such a fun process, man.
Cool. Well, man, I've enjoyed getting you on here. I know we've been working so hard for the last few days. It's almost crazy that we about to have to go to the track. I'm over here tired to death. Boy, I ain't gonna tell you a lie. I've been grinding all day, getting cash draw printers and envelopes, stuffing envelopes on computers. I bought new phones. I can't wait. I mean, we got new videographers coming down. We have a couple photographers that are exclusive to the Man Cup that's going to help us with gathering content. So, I'm really excited about it. And like I said, I'm really happy to have you on the team. We got my man Vernon back there. We have my man Corey helping us getting us kicked off, and got Big Boss and all the rest of our team that you all get a chance to meet this weekend. They'll be wearing the Man Cup shirts with the staff on it. You'll see them, be able to recognize them. Some of them would have a Hollywood shirt on. You'll recognize them and keep position. So make sure to come by the trailer. Come see how we doing, check on us. And we look forward to seeing y'all this weekend. We're going to run another commercial, and then we're going to get out of here. All right, Man Cup Live. This is Hollywood again. Look here, we're going to wrap this thing on up. I got to get some rest so I can hit this road tomorrow. I'll see you all down here in South Georgia Motorsport Park, April 14th through the 16th. I'll be down there parking tomorrow, Thursday. And like I said, the track is already, as of right now, they canceled the Thursday test and tune. Hopefully Mother Nature holds off and we can get that test and tune in on Friday and get this event kick off. I mean, there's supposed to be some possibilities of shouts, but we are going racing. Let everybody know to come on out there, enjoy yourselves, and I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all. Love y'all. Peace.